day 8 or part 8, not having to be day 8 in the United States. Hello, Huhandet. This is for new refugees. So we are going to talk about what's important. So I have suggested to you that you definitely come with what? What did I say is important? Especially if you go to Texas, Alabama, and places like that's far spread and there's not really great public transportation. Yes, I said come with an international driver's license. Yes, because I mean, if you have money to buy a car, or if somebody decides just to give you a car for free, guess what? You're not going to be able to use that car. So make sure you come with a driver's license, an international driver's license. Not all states accept your South African driver's license. So you go to the AAA in South Africa. It's so easy to get it. It's not hard, right? We got it. So what I want to talk about is insurance in Texas. What is required by law? Under the Financial Responsibility Act in the Texas Transportation Code, it states that you need 30, 60, 25 for minimum liability. That's all you need. And you have to sign next to PIP and UIM. PIP is personal injury protection, that you don't want it if you don't want it. So the insurance company or agent have to offer it to you. And the same for uninsured, underinsured. Uninsured, underinsured motorists. If you don't want it, you just simply have to sign. Okay, so now we know you have to take minimum liability insurance. Now, just a little tip, something that I just learned now really quick, is that the government actually have a website. It's called www.helpinsure.com. I myself went there, and I went there for the first time in like really 30 years. And I saved myself $1,250 a year on my auto and homeowners insurance. So, well, my first thought was if I used that website 20 years ago, I could have saved myself 1,000. Say it was just 1,000. Well, honestly, it's more than $20,000 that I could have saved myself over 20 years, right? And in 30 years, I never shopped for other insurance. I always faithfully just kept with the same. Okay, so let's get back to auto insurance. So that's where you can go if you want to find, there is a rate comparison guide at that website for auto insurance. Now, 30 stands for medical payment per person, up to 30,000 per person, and for the whole accident for medical payments up to 60,000, and then 25,000 for property damage. And that is all to say that is all you really need for Texas to drive on the public roads. Isn't that great? It's not that much, right? But insurance is not cheap in Texas. Now, I can't say what it costs in other states because every state have their own Department of Insurance, have their own insurance code, and so the laws and the rules are different in each state. So what works for Texas is not going to work for another state. So we are specifically addressing what is needed in Texas. Now, so you are going to have, if you come with that international driver's license, you can now go ahead and shop for your auto insurance. If you have no car in Texas, you can purchase what is called non-owner's insurance. Still, you will need a driver's license. Fun fact, insurance companies can sell you insurance in Texas without a driver's license. I know, beats you, right? It's crazy. How can that even be possible? But it is not a requirement that you have to have actually a driver's license to be able to buy insurance. So now that is really up to the insurance company. That does not mean every insurance company operate in the same way. Insurance companies can decide if they will sell insurance to an unlicensed driver, and some do because they can, you know. And typically there's a very fine print that says that you will get your driver's license within 30 or 60 days, you know. So if if you fail to do that, then your insurance basically just ends. And many times that could be a problem, because if you didn't see the fine print, you may still be paying and thinking you have insurance. So that's just that part of insurance. Now, what else can you buy as far as insurance? People talk about, full coverage. There's no such thing if you walk into an insurance companies or to an agent that actually, if I tell him I want full coverage, one agent may think that's full coverage. Another one would say, oh no, you also need medical payments, or you need PIP, comprehensive, and also collision. Now, what you want to buy is, I always myself buy collision and comprehensive. I can go without PIP. PIP, personal injury protection, only, and in Texas, it's required that it starts with $2,500. That pay for medical payments, services, and towards a funeral or towards your deductible. That is, you pay a high premium for that. So I don't get that. The same for medical payments. I have health insurance. I don't need medical payments. Uninsured, underinsured, the deductible in Texas for that is $250. That's nice because that is the same for all insurance companies. So which means if some uninsured driver hits you, or the other person doesn't have enough insurance, or it's a hit and run, you will file it there. Now, so that's just quickly. So lately I added it to my insurance, but for the longest time I haven't had it. I just have it for the last few years, 4 years, because I added it in 2020. And the reason why I added it is because of all the uninsured drivers in Texas, and the deductible, like I said, is $250. Now, the other payments that you can add is medical payments, and it is just what it says. Then you can add collision. Collision you have to have, because that pays if the other person is at fault or if you are at fault. But the deductible there is normally much higher. The deductible there is about $1,000, or you can make it a little bit lower, the deductible, but then the premium is higher. So that's how you save yourself money. So collision pay for something that you crash into, okay? So if you're at fault or not at fault. Then the other part is comprehensive. And comprehensive pays for a flying object, if you hit a deer, basically anything that is not laying still on the ground, okay? So that's just a quick overview. A non-owner's policy, if you purchase that in Texas, it is only minimum liability. It does not cover the car that you are driving. The other insurance that I like to have is towing. And that's a brief overview of the insurance that a newcomer will need if you come to Texas, the great state of Texas. Howdy and bye. Bye-bye, Afrikaners.